the number of liberals who comment that you're a fascist if you speak out against the fact that we've allowed 8 million people into Canada in the past decade and allowing 1,200 people in a day when our economy, our healthcare system can't withstand it is truly hilarious and shows they have absolutely no understanding of history. Before I get into the video, if you're interested, please hit join, grab a membership. The government of Canada is incredibly censorious. I've already had 2 accounts with over 20,000 followers banned. The dissidents get shut down at an unbelievable rate. You'd be joining my movement to save Canada. Get insider talks, help me figure out how I'm getting these rallies going on a daily basis, insider polling, bunch of perks, special videos. So please, if you enjoy my content, hit join, grab a membership, and really become a part of this movement. So a continual comment I see whenever I make videos about the ridiculous levels of immigration that we're seeing in this country is, you're a fascist, or even worse than that. I'm not going to say what it is, but it just shows what a lack of understanding that our opponents have of the history of sovereignty in the Western world, the fundamental pillars of Western civilization, whether we're talking Greece, Argentina a long time ago, or sovereignty and free speech. Of course, that's what the liberals are going after toughest of all, but it's not fascistic to say that your country should be a sovereign country with borders. That's been standard operating procedure in the Western world until about, for whatever reason, a rapid shift 20 years ago. It just happens to coincide with the WEF releasing a report, a migrant report, in which they talk about how Canada needs to have 100 million people in the country by the year 2100. They look at our land more so as an area to make money rather than a group of people. But you look throughout history, it's been very standard thinking that you need to have borders in order to protect your country, and that the government looks out first and foremost for the citizens who are currently living in this country. It's not fascistic to say that I believe we should live in a sovereign country and to point out that immigration is damaging the 32 million Canadians who were here in 2015. It's just a statement of fact. Any Canadian who's lived here for the entirety of their life knows that our healthcare system is absolutely crumbling, knows that our economy is doing much worse than it was even a decade ago. And GDP per capita, as measured among 50 countries, Canada was 50th out of 50, despite being incredibly resource rich. I personally know 2 people who passed away due to our horrendous healthcare system. Canadians who live in objective reality know how much worse this country has gotten. You see open crack smoking all over the place. And it's largely because we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the medical system to withstand 1,200 people arriving to this country a day. Now, Mark Carney and his buddies at Brookfield Asset Management profit off it like you wouldn't believe. They own $37 billion worth of assets in Canada. It's more than doubled since Trudeau was elected in 2015. And ultimately, that's who our ruling class are looking out for. They're looking out for the top 0.01% through major trillion-dollar asset management like Brookfield Asset Management. One perfect example is Carney. His dealings with China. He's totally sold us out to China. China just announced 75% tariffs on canola oil. Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba have been sold out like you wouldn't believe by the Liberal Party. Another slap in the face. And what does Carney do in response to these massive canola tariffs? He announces that he's going to give China $1 billion to build 3 Vancouver ferries. First of all, why not build it in Canada? It's not as though the Canadians couldn't use the jobs. Second of all, you look into why exactly he's doing this. He's rewarding China for damaging our people. The reason is because China made a $250 million investment in Canada a couple years ago. Our elites, the elites in Canada, it's never been more apparent. They look out for their international buddies. They don't care about the Canadian middle and lower class. They are global elitists who actually look down their nose at everyday Canadians. They think we're peasants. Mark Carney is really the perfect caricature of that. Really is Mr. Burns on steroids. The guy gets up in front of any international press, and it's a total embarrassment to Canada. Can barely spit a sentence out. But when you look into what the guy is actually doing, he's not working on behalf of the Canadian people. He's working on behalf of the global elites. His domestic policy is all about trampling all over our charter rights and freedoms. Bill C-2, Bill C-4, Bill C-6-3, these are all aimed at shutting down dissidents. That's what his aim is. His aim is to go after our sovereignty and our free speech, the two absolute pillars of Western civilization, of course, is what Mark Carney goes after first. Bill C-2 would deem any Canadian citizen who owns a computer to be an electronic device provider, and allow the government, if they deem it in the national security interest, to go through any digital communications of any Canadian. I kid you not. It would also allow them permission to open the mail of any Canadian if it is in the so-called national security interest. It's crazy. They stick it at the back of a 100-page bill, but they're going after fundamental charter rights and freedoms, or freedom of expression. Bill C-4 absolves the Liberal Party dating back to the year 2000 for any misuse of Canadians' data. Now, why the hell would you possibly have to do this unless you're well aware of how explicitly you've misused Canadians' data for the past 25 years? Why would you have to absolve yourself of any possibility of the government, of citizenry going after you for misuse of their data? The most extreme of all, Bill C-63, which is in committee right now, so-called Online Safety Act, it sets something up called the Digital Safety Commission that would feature 10 unelected bureaucrats and an ombudsman. I can only imagine the type of people under Mark Carney's government that are going to be sitting on this. 10 unelected bureaucrats and ombudsman. And if any citizen can report another citizen, I kid you not, if they believe they are likely to say something hateful in the future, if these 10 unelected bureaucrats and ombudsmen deem it likely enough that you're going to say something hateful, they can put you under house arrest, give you an ankle bracelet, and confiscate any weapons you have. This is for committing no crime. Our government literally doesn't lock violent criminals up. They refuse to enact 3 strike laws. Everybody knows it's an incredibly small percentage of people who commit the vast majority of the crimes. And at the same time, they say, we're going to have the ability to lock you up if we believe you are likely to post something hateful online in the future. If I'm going to criticize the fact that Canada cannot withstand another 1,200 immigrants a day into the country, I'm going to be stuck under house arrest? Are you effing kidding me? I thought this was a free country. It's an absolute joke. They're going after our fundamental rights and freedoms. Justin Trudeau was an absolute disaster for our charter rights and freedoms. And now Mark Carney is looking to A, sell us out, and B, trample our charter completely so that dissent is illegal in Canada. He sees the polling. He knows he's getting more unpopular. Can't put the wool over people. Canadians see him on the world stage. It's embarrassing. Him in Germany, him in Poland. When he doesn't have lapdog media in front of him, the guy just looks like a bumbling fool, because that's what he is. So we need to stand up as Canadians. We need to say enough is enough. I'm setting up a rally Saturday, September 13th, Take Canada Back rally, Parliament Hill, noon. If you're interested in attending, let me know, because I'm so sick of seeing foreign flags on our streets. We need to get patriotic Canadians out on the streets saying enough is enough. We need no more immigration. They're already aiming to go over their target of 395,000 people the year 2025. We can't withstand it. You are absolutely decimating our middle and lower class. No more immigration in Canada. Enough stomping on our Charter of Rights and Freedoms. We are free Canadians. Our ancestors didn't fight in World War I, World War II for Mark Carney to trample all over our rights and freedoms. And don't be scared when they call you a fascist, a hater. It's such historical illiteracy by these people. Sovereignty and the right to speak your mind are the foundations of Western civilization. So don't let them cow you. The liberals are the ones who are attempting to destroy this country. We need to fight back, and we need to fight back strong, because we will win, but we have to stand up and do it. So Saturday, September 13th, noon. Hope to see you there. Please grab a membership, join the fight, join the team. Help me brainstorm how to take this country back, because we need thousands of patriotic Canadians to come together.